Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Empire Season 3, Episode 5, and the name of this episode is One Before Another. And I am so happy that Empire is back, so I'm about to jump right in with this review. The episode opens up, we actually see D Major, who is the guy that Jamal was having a little who was having like a little rendezvous with back in Season 2. And we also know that D Major is actually, he's in the closet, so he's DL. And we actually see them working on this track, and the beat is killer on this track too. And we actually see that D Major kind of makes his move, and it's like, yeah, we always made good music together, Jamal. But then Jamal pushes him away. He's like, no, we just gonna stick to music from now on. So Jamal is already kind of rung the alarm to say that, no longer is he chasing this DL trade. So I think that whole situation with D Major, I think he's over with, but he still wants to work with him as a producer, which I think in Jamal's case is smart, because we all know that DL trade has a finite existence. It is what it is. Next, we actually see that Shyne is getting together all his goons, and he's ready to take the Lion Dynasty down. Next, we also see Cookie and Angelo, and we definitely see that they've gotten closer. They're getting a little coffee together, and it's real cute. And then the next thing we also see Lucious and Anika, and he's got a lot of bodyguards with him. And Anika, I think, was just going somewhere, I think to like the baby's appointment or whatever. And he said, like, girl, okay, fine. If you think this is too much, why don't you go out here and see if somebody's going to shoot your ass down? Because he now knows the kind of psychosis that Shyne is working with. That since him and Andre beat Shyne's ass, Shyne is definitely going to retaliate, and he's going to retaliate in a big way, because he is one of the 4 original henchmen. So he already knows the type of psychosis that Shyne has, so he knows Shyne is coming for them. Let's see. Next we actually see Hakeem, and he's actually talking to old girl that's a part of his crew, and he's talking about Nessa, and that we actually find out he does have a crush on Nessa, but we actually saw Nessa and Andre getting it on in that threesome from the dead with Rhonda from the last episode. So she's already into Andre, and we definitely know Rhonda got off on it also. So, but the funny thing about it is that Hakeem does have a thing for Nessa, and he thinks that he's gonna bag Nessa eventually. But little does he know, somebody then got to Nessa first. But we're gonna talk more about that later. Next, while Cookie and Angelo are out, these goons, or like these, kind of like security crew, kind of surrounds them, and they took Cookie, and they kind of like escort Cookie off, and she already knows in the back of her mind that this is Lucious. So next thing you know, we see Andre. He's in the house or whatever. He's like making breakfast, because I think it's after the threesome from the dead went down. This is pretty much early morning, and he's making breakfast for Nessa, who's obviously still in bed. And I think one of Andre's associates is there. Shyne comes in. They hold a gun up to his associate, and then he pulls out a gun out on Andre. And the next thing you know, Nessa comes in. She's trying to tell Shyne, I don't want you going out like this. You all I got. Don't do this. Don't do this. Like, no. We got too much going on. We come too far for you to go backwards. Just give this shit up. He gets one of his goons to take Nessa out, and then he pulls the trigger on Andre, but the gun is empty. But then he said that I never kill people in front of her, but trust me, we're going to have our day. So he after Andre. But then also within that conversation, Nessa finally figures out that, okay, was you trying to get with me? Was that just your means of getting to Shyne? Or do you really like me? But then also, she realizes that here it is you got with me after you beat up my brother. You know, after you and Lucious beat him up, then, you know, why would you pursue me knowing you did this? So that definitely made Nessa feel some kind of way. Like that, you know, Andre was taking advantage of her. And let's be honest in all aspects, Andre definitely has an angle that he's playing, and I'm going to tap into it more. So that's what happened there. I mean, next thing you know, Hakeem is really pissed off. The whole family is it's like Lucious in his own way has created some type of distraction to get the whole family together. Hakeem is pissed off because of what went down, you know, he started to get a sound with Shyne that he's no longer going to have now, because now him and Shyne ain't working together. So he feels some kind of way, and pretty much he pretty much says straight up, like, you know, he has Hakeem has a streaming coming up that he needs to deliver, and he's like, how am I deliver now, because now I'm not working with Shyne, and I started to develop this great sound with him. Now that Shyne's not a part of it, what am I going to do now? So Lucious pretty much kind of just took over the meeting and pretty much told Jamal, like, Jamal, if you really want to help this damn family, cut the bullshit and get your ass back on stage. Hakeem, you are doing this streaming, so get with it, and no bullshit. So handle your business. And then he told Cookie, like, you need to stop running around with Mayor Dingleberry and actually handle your business like you're supposed to. Like, Lucious is just really going in, and he's saying that we definitely need to get these numbers up, and he also told him that he needs to clap back at Graham. You know, Graham is the rapper that's played by Romeo, who is messing around with Tiana. And we actually see that the streaming right now, the views are at 15 million, and he's definitely trying to get those viewers to jump, and he's definitely looking for that surge in viewership of the Empire streaming. So he's definitely pushing that. So Jamal actually comes up to Hakeem because he definitely can tell Hakeem is pissed off. He decides to put his pitch on it that, look, why not me and you do something together, and you know, we can pretty much, you know, do a streaming, you know, me and you know, collaborating together. Let's make it a double bill. At first Hakeem is hesitant on it because Hakeem definitely wants his own thing, but you know, Jamal definitely wheels him in and lets him know that, look, this is going to be great for both of us. You know, we'll finally get to work together again like we've always wanted to. So we actually see both of them about to, they're pretty much about to promote, you know, their streaming event. The next thing you know, Graham walks in calling them, oh, so what you two girls up to? And then he says that, look, you know, I want to battle you. And Hakeem was like, shit, you can battle me right now. Let's go. He's like, oh, nah. We need to set a date for this. He said, I got my own streaming. You know, I don't got this whole little streaming thing that was handed to me by Daddy. I built my own streaming, and I get just as many viewers. So therefore, if we do a battle, you're also going to be synced on my streaming too, which could explode. So name your price, motherfucker, and let's go at it. And then he walks off. So they kind of put it together that Lucious sent his ass there because they were at Leviticus, And how the hell did Graham get up there without no security? Because Graham's not on the Empire. So how did he get that security? So they figured it out. Lucious set that shit there because Lucious is trying to get something hot, so that the streaming views will start surging. Next, we actually see Becky and the new guy who's the new head of A&R, and they're talking about Tiana's track or whatever. And we actually see that Becky and this new A&R guy are butting heads because that was the job that Becky wanted, but they chose this guy over Becky. So we actually see that this guy and Becky are just going back and forth, and you really see that Becky is really trying to take her leadership. She's really trying to take leadership because she's really trying to show herself and show her worth. But it's like both of them are at odds, and then Cookie's like, damn, we should fight more than the motherfucking after school special. Look, Fiddler on the Roof over here got a point, talking about the new A&R guy. I don't know his name, so sorry. So I'm just gonna call him the new A&R manager. Well, the thing is, he's saying that we do need to think of the long haul of Tiana's career. But then again, I also agree with you, Becky. So you both have something together. So won't y'all work together and let's get something solid? Next thing you know, we see that Andre meets up with Nessa. Nessa's still pissed off at him because she feels that Andre set her up. But then he's saying that, look, we're going to get things back on track. We're actually going to invite Shyne to actually sit down with Lucious, and we're going to actually, do some negotiations and try to work things out. And she's saying that, look, that's my family, that's all I got. And then he's like, well, the thing is, he is your family, but don't you want more? So it's like that's the element that Andre has, that Lucious has. Lucious can find a vulnerability and he will play upon it. And he definitely sees that there's a vulnerability in Nessa, and Andre's playing on that too. So definitely Andre's horns were showing in that moment. Next, we actually have Lucious goes into his office, and Jamal is sitting at his desk, and they pretty much are having this discussion mainly around Hakeem because Jamal is totally against Hakeem doing this whole beef shit with Graham, and for him being aggressive, and that he should really take more of a peaceful and loving approach to music, and that it should be more about the music, not about all this other shit. And then Lucious says that, look, Shakespeare said it best, to thy own self be true. Hakeem has to be who he is, and Hakeem is a lot like me. And you fail to realize that you're a lot like me too. And Jamal says that, no, Hakeem is nothing like you. The problem is that you won't let Hakeem be himself, and love is the way. That he needs to find who he truly is and let him express himself the way he wants to express himself, and not you always trying to spin shit. And then Lucious talk about, boy, the way you going, you probably gonna be doing a duet with Mary Magdalene. With Mary Magdalene. I was like, you is wrong as hell, Lucious. And he said that, oh, so you want to do a duet with Mary Magdalene, huh? Well, you need God's approval. I'm giving it. It's a no. I'm like, like, Lucious, sit your ass down with that bullshit. But that was crazy. Next, we actually see that Cookie meets with her probation officer, and it's really fucked up because her probation officer is giving her all kind of shade, letting her know that you're late. So, that's gonna be a penalty to you. I'm gonna need to see you 3 times a week, and you need to pee in this cup. and that this ain't no hood. This ain't no hood company that you running. This is the United States government, and we don't play that. And she was like, but girl, I was just up in here. We was talking about your kids. You know, you were showing me pictures of your babies. Like, what the hell is going on here? And I was even bothered by it because it's like, girl, you literally giving her shade, and you pretty much treating her like she's still a criminal, and she's been doing well since she's been out of prison. But you know how those probation officers are. But it's messed up because her and this probation officer actually got along, and then all of a sudden she comes in one day, and this bitch is on some totally different shit. So that definitely stuck out. Like something's up with that. Next, we actually see Becky and Tiana, and we actually see that Cookie actually wants a certain track for Tiana to release to launch her new album, but Tiana has this other song that she wants to do, and Becky pretty much says that, look, that's a great idea. That's the song you should do. And she says, I'm going to talk to Cookie. Don't worry about it. We got you covered. Just do the song that you want to do, and, you know, we're going to make this happen. You know, the song is great, and you're a great artist, and I'm going to do all I can to make you shine. I got your back. So we actually see that, that Becky is really trying to show initiative, that she could be A&R, and that she could actually take leadership when necessary. And from the way that when Tiana was actually doing the song in the studio, the song actually does sound pretty good. Next, we actually see a scene with Kareem and Lucious. You know, Lucious is actually reading Khalil Gibran to Bella, and he's pretty much teaching Hakeem how to be a father and how to care for the baby. And he pretty much is letting him know that, look, you know, regardless of the fact of what Jamal is trying to preach to you, in this world, it's kill or be killed. And he says that you need to crush Graham because you're a lion, and you need to show that you're a lion at all times. You know, you can't be all loving, you know, and all caring. He says that, look, we are by nature, we have this bestial quality. Like, it's either killed or be killed, slaughter or be slaughtered. So, at the end of the day, when you have that choice, you're either going to be the one who's slaughtered, or you're going to be the one who does the slaughtering. So, in more ways than one, he's telling Hakeem that he needs to be the person that's going to take over and not be the person that gets choked. Alright. Alright, so we actually see that Hakeem and Jamal are having rehearsal for this streaming event. Jamal's done his part, Hakeem does his part, and we can tell Hakeem has become super aggressive with his vocal delivery. He's throwing damn stools and shit, and Jamal is just not feeling it. He's like, no, I'm not having this type of vibe with this performance. You know, the performance is all about us coming together, and you're completely throwing it off with all of this, you know, aggressive delivery that you're giving. And he says that I'm not gonna have this. And he's like, Jamal and Hakeem clocked back at his ass. He's like, look, bruh, I don't need this shit. You need this more than me. So at the end of the day, bruh, you need to get on my team and try to make things work for me, because you need this more than I did. So I was like, oh shit, he kind of got you there, Jamal, because since with your PTSD, you haven't really been out there as you were before you got shot. It's like you're starting to lose your base a little bit. Now, next we have Shyne and Lucious. They're supposed to be having this meeting, and you can definitely tell the tensions in there is thick. Shyne and Lucious are going back and forth. They're ready to duke it out right then and there. But Anika steps in and says that, oh, well, I have an idea. Why don't we just give Shyne his own imprint within Empire? And therefore, this can solve everything. Shyne can actually be the producer and the arranger that he wants to be. He can actually work with any artist he wants to work with, and he'll have his own base within Empire. But then he said that the contract that they have with Nessa is separately from that. But Nessa let him know that we did this. I'm with you. And he also asks for Frida Gatz. And he's saying that, hey, since now that, you pretty much have your own print within the company, pretty much like his own sub-label within the company, yeah, you should go ahead. You can have her. And next, we actually see that Angelo and Cookie have a fallout because Angelo is running for mayor, and due to the fact that Cookie is a prior felon, that could actually tarnish, his reputation for him trying to run for office. So they pretty much duke it out because she feels that because of her affiliation with him, that's the reason why that her probation officer changed up on her. But then he throws the fact that, girl, look who you married to. It's like every bad thing that goes on is because of Lucious lying. It's like you can't escape Lucious no matter what you do. So how do you know it's not your affiliation with Lucious that has caused this problem? So they pretty much agree to disagree, and he ends up leaving, and that's the end of it. Pretty much we also see that Tiana's in the studio recording the song that she wanted to do, not the song that Cookie asked for. But Becky and the new A&R guy are talking, and she's pretty much saying the song is great, right? And the A&R guy's like, yeah, but that's not the song that Cookie asked for. But he's saying, but look, this song is so much better, and on top of it, shouldn't it be about what the artist wants to do? Don't we want to really give our artists what they want? And this is the song she wants to do. So let's us both convince Cookie that this is the way to go. Next, we also have a situation between Cookie, Jamal, and Hakeem, because now that Hakeem and Jamal are not seeing eye to eye, Cookie is always the one in the middle trying to get them together. And she pretty much says that, look, both of you bitches need to stop acting childish, and y'all both need to get in here and do what y'all need to do. And she pretty much checks Hakeem and is like, look, Hakeem, you over here going after a dude who ain't even on our label. And then Jamal's like, yeah, huh, And then she's like, oh, yeah. But then I also want to help my son who, due to his situation, due to his situation and what went down, I'm trying to help my son to get back out here so that the fans won't forget his dumb ass. And then Hakeem was like, they are nuts like shit, and I'm so here for it. But Cookie pretty much gets them together and said, like, look, y'all both need to stop acting like some girls. Y'all both need to man up, and y'all both need to get out here and y'all need to handle this performance, and you both need to represent the family. So we actually get to the live streaming event. It's at Jamal's house. Jamal does his part, and while this is going on, Lucious and Hakeem are talking, and Hakeem is like, yeah, I can't wait till I get with Nessa and everything, me and Nessa, we can be something. And then Lucious is like, you mean that Nessa? He's like, yeah, Nessa. He's like, well, I don't know how to tell you this, player, but somebody done already beat you to that. And he's like, who's like, Andrew. He's like, nah, Andrew wouldn't do nothing like that. He's like, check it yourself. And then we see Nessa and Andrew flirting. Sorry, not Andrew. I mean, we actually see Nessa and Andre flirting with each other. And Hakeem is pissed off. Like, he just starts getting into his head. Lucious got those wheels turning. Next thing you know, Hakeem goes, when it's time for Hakeem to come in, Hakeem comes, that beat starts dropping. Next thing you know, he throws the fucking chair again, starts going in, attacking Andre. He starts going in on Jamal, pretty much saying that you've been gay since you was 10. I was like, oh shit. Wow, like Hakeem literally went in on his brothers, and it created an all-out brawl, and it's being filmed live. So you know that definitely the viewing went up, and I think those numbers sparked up really fast because they were all going back and forth, you know, taking jabs at each other. He's pretty much saying that Jamal is pretty much a has-been. His time is over. You know, he's talking about, you know, about Andre. You're like, you a foul motherfucker. How you gonna take my girl like that? And he's like, I didn't even know y'all was with each other. And it's like, nobody, and like, first of all, their situation was their situation. And yeah, she was feeling you as far as creatively, but you took it that was going to be your next chick. Because we all know that Hakeem has a history of sleeping with all the women he works with. So, he just immediately just marked her that he was going to get her. But she ended up going to Andre. Because little do he know, her and Andre got some things in common. You know, she's business-minded and so is Andre. So they had that connection. But it just went into this all-out brawl. Cookie's trying to stop everything. Lucious is loving it. He's loving the drama. He's loving the fact that they are going back and forth. They're arguing. They're throwing stuff. It turns into a major explosion, and it's being live streamed. So that was crazy. But next thing you know, pretty much they have a Cookie has a meeting with Tiana, Becky, and the new A&R guy. We actually find out that Cookie decides that because they didn't record the song that she wanted, she has to go back in the studio and redo it. And then Tiana's like, oh, I don't want Becky on my team no more, because she's like, but I went to bat for you. She's like, yeah, but look what you done caused, though. Now I got to go back in the studio and re-record the track that she wants, because that's not the track she wanted. You said you had my back, but obviously you don't. And then pretty much Cookie says that, hint, Miss Becky, learn to follow directions and learn to listen. So then she turns to the A&R guys like, yo, I thought you was going to fight for me. I thought you was going to hold me down. I thought you was going to have my back when it came down to that track. You said you liked it. And he's like, yeah, I did, but it's business. And walked off. I'm like, oh, you cruddy motherfucker. So it's like you trying to keep her ass down. Even though you agreed what she said was right, you intentionally played the game because you trying to keep your job, and if it means making her look bad so you can look good, that's what you're going to do. See, shady motherfuckers. Peak game. Alright, so next we actually see that Angelo, the parole office actually comes and they meet up with Cookie, as well as the parole officer who was a real bitch to Cookie. Angelo brought them there, and they pretty much gave her a full apology and said that, okay, the reason why we did that was because we heard issues about a case that really didn't even involve you, pretty much Lucious, and because they heard that information, they changed up on her, but they pretty much apologized to her, so that put her in good stead. So that put Angelo even in better graces with Cookie after the fact. And he pretty much says that, look, Cookie, I really want to be with you. I like you. I'm in love with you. And I'm willing to back anybody for you. I'm willing to fight for you. And if it means I got to fight Lucious, so be it. So I'm like, so he already putting his hat in, saying that I'm about to get the Cookie and Lucious can't have it. So if Lucious want to come for me, he can come for me. But I ain't going nowhere. So I was like, okay, I see you, Angelo. I see you. Alright. Yeah. Next, we actually see Shyne and Tariq talking. And they pretty much are right outside of Frida's job. Because his next move is to Shyne wants to get at Frida. But then again, we actually see that what we all suspected, that Shyne is cooperating with Tariq in the feds. So they have decided that we're going to actually try to go after, go after Frida, because they kind of putting it all together that, because Shyne starts figuring out like, yeah, you know who Frida's father was. He was in prison the same time with Lucious, and it's funny that while he was in prison, Frank Athers was killed. Not saying that Lucious had anything to do with that, but just thought you might want to know that. So it's like Shyne is still trying to take down Lucious, but now we see he actually is cooperating with Tariq on the low and trying to give Tariq hints as to where to seek his investigation. And I'm like, yeah, them two motherfuckers. Ugh. Next, we actually see Anika and Lucious. They're putting the baby to bed. Next, we see Lucious and Hakeem talking, and he's pretty much saying that, look, you did what you had to do. Even though you had to fight with your brothers, and now that you and your brothers are at war with each other, you did what you had to do. You actually became a lion, and I'm proud of you. And he's saying that, and then Hakeem is like, yeah, I'm ready to get back into the studio to work on my album. I still want to do some stuff with Shyne, and now Shyne has an input on Empire. It's a good thing I can still work with Shyne now. He's like, yeah, but don't let Shyne do all your tracks. Let me be on some of. Won't you let me produce some of your tracks too, and I can make you what you really were meant to be, a destroyer of souls. So that's pretty much how the episode ended. Yes, subscribe to my channel, leave comments, like this video, share this video, and definitely I will be back with you guys next week for the next episode of Empire. I am so happy that Empire is back, and that I can actually say that this episode was really good, and the fight between the brothers was everything. So I'll be back with you guys next week. So until then, take care.